What's up, everyone? Welcome to the live. If you are wondering how you can stop your negative self talk and start being kinder to yourself, then you are in the right place. If you're new to me, my name is Coach Steph. I'm a registered dietitian, personal trainer, and mindset transformation coach. And I help female perfectionists to beat self sabotage and lose the weight for good. So, what does that mean? That means that I not only teach my clients how to master their macros, understand their nutrition, and get the results that they want, whether it's losing weight, lowering their A1C, reducing medication, but also feeling good on the inside. And part of that, what I'm going to talk about today really quickly, because I actually have a call in about 15 minutes, is your self talk. So I coach perfectionists, like I said, and a lot of times there's a lot of negative self talk that what I is normally what I call borrowed thoughts or somebody else's negative thoughts, limiting beliefs that maybe you heard during childhood. You have adopted those thoughts and the voice won't stop when you try to do something new, when you feel scared, when you feel insecure or inadequate. There's a voice that keeps telling you you can't do it. You're really lazy. You're inconsistent. Don't start because you won't be able to finish. And there is a way for you to transition yourself from listening to that voice and letting that voice stop you from doing the things that you want to do, from shining and being the person that you're supposed to be in your life, because you don't have to listen to that voice. But what happens is we get into this like antagonistic thing with ourselves. It's like we're battling within ourselves because we want to move forward and be the best version of ourselves and speak kindly to ourselves. But then we have this voice that we keep battling, our self doubt, imposter syndrome. And it becomes this tug of war. Who are you going to be today? And a lot of times that old limiting belief wins. And so I teach my clients a framework. I'm going to be breaking that down a little bit over the next couple of days with you guys, because on my Facebook profile and in my Facebook group, we are doing an affirmation challenge that starts on Sunday. So I kind of wanted to kind of prep you to help you understand what I mean by affirmation challenge, because anytime I say affirmation, we think it's just, I am strong, I am courageous, I am beautiful. And those are our affirmations. And if that makes you feel good, if that's a stretch for you, if that's what you are working on believing, great. But I want us, this live in particular, this is going to be like maybe a 3-part series of how I want you to think about these affirmations, starting with Sunday when we start our affirmation challenge. So basically what this means is that the way that I teach my clients is to make sure that you are affirming in areas that you want to grow. So what we're going to talk about today is how to figure out what to start with. Okay. All right, let me put that on. Okay. So today, what I want you to do, I'm going to take you through a whole process. I'm going to teach you a little bit of the framework today, tomorrow, and Saturday, so that you'll be ready for Sunday when we go live. And the instructions are on my page. So it's very simple. You'll just take 5 or 10 minutes each day and you'll think about who you want to be, what your goals are, what you want to affirm for that day. And then you'll come to my profile page, either on my personal page or in my Facebook group. So if you are not following me already, make sure that you're following my page, Stephanie Riles on Facebook. And then Weight Loss for Perfectionists, that's the group if you're already in my Facebook group. And you'll post your 5 affirmations there. Now, in the past when I've done this, I want you to know that when you are doing your affirmations and you're putting them in there, it's beneficial to you and your brain to think powerful, positive thoughts. But I know for sure, because I've had clients before who told me that when we did this challenge, they were saving what you guys were posting, which means that you're not only encouraging yourself, but other people are like, I know sometimes people will watch something and they won't like it, or that you might not get a reaction, but people are seeing it. And one of my clients actually wrote them out and like printed them out and had them on her desk. So just know that like if you're creating those affirmations, they're benefiting you, but people are seeing those, they're watching, and you're likely encouraging someone else. Okay. So how I want you to break this down is I want you to think about first your self-sabotage. So I help female perfectionists to beat self-sabotage and lose the weight for good, right? And if we want to grow in our mindset, then we have to be thinking about where do we want to grow our self-concept? Quick story. I was on Chat GPT. If y'all haven't seen my profile page, go to my profile page and you can read the prompt that everyone was doing on Facebook. Like, hey, I asked Chat GPT to tell me something that I don't know about myself based on our interactions. And what it said was amazing. And it said something like that you are an identity shifter. And I was like, yes, that is exactly what my goal is inside the Fit Figure Formula. By the way, October enrollment closes tomorrow. So if you have not enrolled, you should be enrolling. But essentially, if we want to shift our identity to being self-disciplined, to being somebody who trusts themselves in their health journey, you actually need to think about what are the sentences that run around in my brain that are negative, because you're never going to get a positive result if you're thinking a negative thought, right? Like a negative thought doesn't breed positive result. So that's where you have to start with your affirmations. You have to start with what are the sentences I don't want to think? What are the limiting beliefs that I already have? So let me give you some examples. And actually, if you're watching this or if you're watching the replay, type in the chat one limiting belief. That's where we're going to start today. One limiting belief that you might have. It might be really casual things that you might say to yourself, like, oh, I'm not self-disciplined, or, there's no way that I can resist a cupcake, right? Or I'm an emotional eater, and we'll just say those words without checking them at all. In the Fit Figure Formula, I give my clients many mental tools so that they can catch their self-sabotage. And that starts with the way that you're thinking about yourself, the way that you're thinking about your weight loss journey. We need to be able to identify those. So you're probably going to need a pencil and a piece of paper. And I want you to just brainstorm 5 or 10 minutes. What are the things that you say about yourself that you don't want to believe? What if I were to ask you, tell me about you in your health journey? If you would say things like, I'm inconsistent, I start and stop, I'm an emotional eater, I'm not very disciplined, I'm a hot mess with my nutrition, I can't stay on a structure for very long. Like if you say those things, or if you are really mean to yourself and say that you're ugly, or you beat yourself up in different ways when you are speaking to yourself, those sentences in your brain that maybe no one else hears, but are energy that you are carrying in your body. So imagine if I tell you to think the thought, I'm so beautiful. I'll use that as my first example. If I tell you to think that thought, some people will like the energy that they feel from that thought will be a positive thing. Like, oh my God, thank you. Right. But then some people cannot hold on to that. It is energetic. That's what I call energetic resistance, where it's like, that feels like a lie. Or let's say, you'll never be able to do this, right? If you just hold that sentence in your brain, I'll never be able to do this. For some people, that makes you feel hopeless or defeated, right? For someone like me, like I don't say that to myself, but my first kind of thought with that, I guess because I'm competitive, is like, okay, watch me. Like I'm not the girl, like you don't want to piss me off. So I'm the type of person that if you piss me off, Or if I have a challenge, or if it's like, oh no, you can't do this, I'm like, okay, watch me. Right. And that's just my mentality. So for me, number one, I would never think that thought. Number two, if I did, I would immediately course correct and be like, no, okay, let's go. Right. So same thought, two different approaches, reactions to the thought. So I said all that to say the sentence that you have in your brain, the self-sabotaging thoughts, are carrying energy in your body, and we call those emotions. We call those feelings. So one sentence might make somebody feel motivated, beautiful, empowered. That same sentence might make another person feel hopeless, right? So understand that your thoughts are creating vibrations in your body. This is what we talked about on Monday on our Monday mindset call. And the negative thoughts that we're thinking about ourselves, we got to clean that up. So before we can grab a hold of these strong, powerful thoughts, we got to clean up the things that are like an anchor, like holding us back. So that's where I want you to start with your affirmations. I want you to start with what are the sentences in your brain with your thoughts that you don't want to believe about yourself. So get personal with these. The first few ideas that you come up with are great. After you sit with that question and with that prompt for a little bit, you're going to come to a point where you can't think of anything anymore. I don't want you to quit there. I want you to still keep sitting in that, because that's where the magic happens. You kind of like dust off the top layer that's easy to get to. If you go deeper and allow that silence to give you a deeper answer, those are the real sentences that we want to clean up. Whether it's, I'm not good enough to do this. A lot of you guys have that sentence. I'm not good enough to do this. And this is why I'm scared to take action. I'm scared to move forward because I don't want to fail. Right. And that's the sentence that we want to clean up. Right. So we want to know where we're starting with. We want to know those self-sabotaging thoughts and beliefs. So that's what I want you to brain dump first. And then we're going to take that and we're going to transition those into thoughts that we want to think that we can actually get our energy behind. So we're not going to go from I'm not disciplined or I can't do this to yes, I am 100% sure I can do this, because you're not going to feel that. That's going to feel like a lie in your body. So I'm going to teach you the process. It's kind of like a little bridge. I'll get to that next, or actually tomorrow, and tell you how to move forward from that negative thought. But first, I just want you to brain dump the negative thoughts that you might be thinking and you might be holding on to. It might not be something that you ever say, but if you look in the mirror, what are you thinking to yourself? If you go to, if you're going shopping and you're putting on clothes, and we will say things in a joking way, but a lot of times, like if we really sit with some of the things that we say to ourselves, it's really mean. So before we can get to our powerful statements, we have to kind of clean up our self-sabotage. That's where I want you guys to start. If you guys have any questions about that, let me know in the chat, and I can come back and answer. I have a call with the Fit Figure Formula in about 5 minutes. On Thursdays, we do accountability call. So that means that I workshop any issues that my clients are having, whether they are having trouble getting started, going to the gym, getting in their walk, with their meals. I share my screen. I get into the weeds with you in the Fit Figure Formula. And on Thursdays, okay, we do coach on mindset a little bit, but mostly it's like strategy things. And tomorrow is the last day to enroll for October. So you need to book your call by tomorrow in order to not have to wait for the next enrollment. So if you're curious, DM me. If you know you've been kind of on the fence for a while, go ahead and just book your call. There's a link in the comments. And if it's not in the comments, go ahead and go to my profile page and click the link. And one of those options should be there to apply to the formula. So this is my 16-week macro and mindset program where I'm going to be in your back pocket for the next 16 weeks. And I'm going to help you not only lose weight, decrease your A1C, but also feel good from the inside out. So this is kind of what this challenge is about, is identifying those self-sabotaging thoughts that are keeping you from moving forward, and learn how to transition thinking about yourself in a more positive way. Okay. So again, if you have questions, let me know. If you want to join the 5-figure formula, you can DM me if you have questions, and I'm going to hop off because I have a call with my lady. So I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow to tell you the next step of how I want you to approach the affirmation challenge that starts on Sunday. All right. I'll see you soon.